Hello, welcome back to another Tabletop Talk. Thought I would share something I picked up that was a little unusual. As most of you know, I play a lot of Stratomatic baseball. My sweet spot has seemed to become a hybrid of using cards and dice on the table and then the computer game as a aid and a backup and a stat compiler and a computer manager. So unfortunately, the only two games that I can do both of those with that I'm aware of is Stratomatic and Replay. So Stratomatic is my favorite, as I have expounded upon in other videos. My second favorite game, in large part because of that, is Replay. And so as you can see on the table here, I picked up the 1952 season. So again, I've mentioned this in other videos. What I try to do is I'm trying to get a representation of every baseball season in one game or another. And so when Strat is not available, Replay is my second option to try to fill that hole. I have APBA has filled a couple, and Payoff Pitch has filled a couple. So, but again, because I like the elements of being able to have the computer do some of the calculating and the figuring and have the cards on the table, which again, to some I'm sure is redundant, but for me, that's just my sweet spot. I enjoy having the cards in hand and then the benefits of the computer. I don't like the computer all by itself as much, and I don't like the cards only. So again, for stat compilation and for again, the computer manager is a big deal for me. I like having that opponent, and again, sometimes it's not perfect, but to me, that's my sweet spot. So 52 is the newest year to us that Strat has never created, and so this one you can't get if you want it because they just never made it. Got a sneaky suspicion that maybe next year, every year lately they've been doing 2 new seasons per year. So I would not be surprised if 1952 might not be their next one of their next options next spring of 2023. That would be awesome. But if not, whatever they create, I'm sure it'll be something that I will add to my collection because again, Strat is number one on my list, and been playing a lot of that lately. I could do another video about that later, but anyway, so what was special about this, I have quite a few Replay seasons, but what's special about this one, I will show you, is I got the tall cards on this set. So I have a couple of the classic Replay sets. I have 1927 and 1989 in classic Replay, and this was kind of their setup back then. Pete Ventura took over the company, can't remember when, and he changed the pitcher's cards. Kurt Berglund's got a really good video about the comparisons between the classic Replay and the current Replay. However, check that out. It's really good information. But so this here, let me show you, just in case you want to know right now. So this is my 1954 set, Washington Senators. So the pitchers typically are set up like that. So your batter's cards are a 6x6 grid, and the pitchers are a 6x6 grid too. So you got more variation. Actually, that may be his hitting card. Yeah, there we go. Blue is the pitcher's card. So as you can see, there's a 6x6 block for that as well. So you would just set, these cards side by side, add your numbers, and then you get your results. So that's kind of how the current system works. And of course, when Pete took over, added a lot of things and details that make the game better. But a lot of people enjoy the classic feel, and so in this system, you got your batter's card, and then you've got your pitcher's card is a 1x6, And so what you do is you will put your line up, and it's more like that. And so instead of having to look at count 6 grids and you rolling 3 dice, you only have to roll 2 dice, and so the pitcher's number is going to be the same every time. So you don't get quite the variety, but it's a simpler system, and a lot of people prefer it. And so every season I have bought from Replay, I have got the 6x6 pitcher card. And so for this one, because I do have a couple classic seasons that I like, I thought I would pick up this current season with the classic look. And so that's what I did. And then also, he on your ballpark cards, you've got the 1x6, or you've got the one-sided roll, 1 through 6. On the new ones, let me show you that. The new ones look like this, so you actually roll 2 dice, and so you get a little bit more of a in tune, or more options. With you got 2 dice. Obviously, there's the percentages, you can divvy them up more, so to speak. I'm probably not saying that very well. So these are what the new cards look like. Now, for me, the problem with the new cards is that they don't fit in the team thing, and you have to kind of keep them by themselves. But I am interested to see. I wonder if they would fit, if they're the same size as the pitcher's cards. They are. How about that? So there's an option I just now thought of. So if I got the tall cards, I could get the 2 dice, the 2 dice ball cards as well. But I'm still not for sure that I don't prefer the one die, because it fits in there nicely. But it's good to know that if I get the tall pitcher card, that's the same size as the 2 die, and so they would fit in my team things. Because in this set, again, which is the 54 set, because I don't have the tall pitcher cards, I have to keep the ballpark cards by themselves and not with the teams, because they stick out and get bent. So anyway, so that's really neat that if I get another set with the tall pitchers cards, I can get that if I want. But I think I prefer just the one-sided die. For some reason, the ballpark things kind of throw me a little bit, and I haven't got my head wrapped around that completely. And most of the time when I'm playing Replay, I'm using the computer to help. So I do calculate myself before I let the computer do it, unless I hit a ballpark check. And then at that point, I go ahead and let the computer do the heavy lifting on that. So on this set, again, I got the the 1d6, and then I got the tall pitchers cards. So I've played a couple of games with it. I like it. Again, the one thing that Replay has over Strat for me is their computer version is so much, I wouldn't say better, and it's a lot more enjoyable experience to play with, because the logos and the layout and the way they, it's bugging me that these are upside down. There we go. The layout, and those of you I've done videos on Replay. The computer game is just magnificent. It's such a good job with that. And again, Strat doesn't have the look and the feel and the wow factor, but it's very functional. So the more I play with the Strat computer game, the more okay I am with it. But still, Replays is just amazing. I wish Strat would, do a little update to get theirs looking a little bit more cool, like the Replay. So, but anyway, played a couple games, and really, I don't know for future sets. I'm not to the point where I've decided whether I prefer the tall cards or not. I do like the added variation, and for me, putting the pitcher in the back is not that big a deal. With all my other games, I have the pitcher card and the batter card set out on the table, so having the 6x6 version on the table is not that big of a deal for me. I didn't grow up with replay, so I'm not really tied to the classic look. But I just wanted to get a set, that had the tall picture cards, and see if if I liked it, just to try something different. And so far, it's about 50-50. So they're coming out with 1953 pretty soon. I don't know if I'll get that one or not because I have 53 in Strat. So I'm trying not to double up too much. If I've got it in Strat, I'm probably not going to play it in another game. So for me right now, having said that, I do have quite a few of replay and Strat. But going forward, my strategy I think is just to kind of fill the holes with replay, and then the other games, as replay's not available. But Pete has been working hard and adding new seasons. I think 1982 is coming out soon as well, and he's did a really good franchise set. Now again, that's not what ifs and cross era. That's just not something that appeals to me. I love seasons. I love I love the Browns, and it's not the great teams. I like to see Joe DiMaggio in his element. His element was 1938 American League, and so that's just me. But again, a lot of good reports on that franchise greatest set, I think is what it was called. And then of course Pete's got these wonderful books that he puts out that's just really cool for on the table. It gives you a little synopsis and standings. It gives you leaders, little synopsis of every team with the logos, and then the year specific ads I think are really cool. He's got a couple of those in here. Yeah, see, Westinghouse Radio in 1952. He gives you the multi-team players, which is very handy. One cool thing would be if they'd give you the dates when they switch teams. That would be helpful. But if you have the computer version like I do, the auto transactions take care of that for you. So again, that to me, that's just my wheelhouse, having the cards on the table and using the computer. So again, that leaves me with Strat and Replay. Now, APA does have a computer version. I've looked into it a little bit, and it doesn't look like it's designed for you to be able to play the cards at the same time. Any of you APA guys, if that's not correct, and you are able to actually input your dice roll and have the cards on the table, I would be very interested in that. If it's the kind of thing where you have to do the computer, and you don't have the option to put in the dice, it probably wouldn't be something I'm interested in. But any of you app guys who would know, if that would work or not, let me know. I've done some research, but haven't really got a good answer on that yet. So anyway, got 1952 added to my set. I think like a lot of the 30s and 20s and teens and aughts, a lot of holes there. But I think 70, I got 67 is a year I don't have, but I just picked up season ticket baseball 1967. So that's kind of filling that year for now. I'm still working that game, trying to figure out how to print the PDFs. I know that he is trying to start working on some printed sets, and that game has some interesting and promise. Again, I won't be able to do the computer with it because, there's not a computer version, but again, it's filling that 1967. I don't have anything in 74. That year, I don't have anything yet. I'm pretty sure Replay has. Let me look at I got my my Word document here. Yeah, I don't have anything for 74. And like, for example, APA is filling 79. 78 is Replay. 75 and 76 is Replay. Would love to have those in Strat. 81 is filled by Payoff Pitch. I have that printed set for 81. 89 is filled by that Replay Classic. 91 is filled by Replay. 33 is filled by payoff pitch. 21 is filled by payoff pitch. Now, unfortunately, both of those are just PDFs. I didn't get the printed set, and I wish I had. I know that Joe's got a lot of health problems going on right now, so they don't have the printed sets available. So hopefully he'll get everything worked out. 46 is APBA. 39 is APBA. I don't have anything in 92. 93 is replay, and then I don't have any. Again, once I get past 93, it's hit and miss. I've got a few seasons here and there. Matter of fact, in Stratomatic, I'm playing some 2016 Cubs because I do have that set on the computer and in Cards and Dice. So, but anyway, my wheelhouse years, those are kind of what I've got. So again, 74 and 92. Looks like in my wheelhouse years, those are the only thing I don't have any representative for. So again, part of the hobby for me is the collecting. I'll never play all of these probably, but it's nice to have them if I ever just get a hankering. You'll see a YouTube video of a season or a team, and it'll be, hey, I want to pull that out. So it is nice having them available to do that whenever I want. So anyway, I just wanted to share my new set here, my first replay modern set that I got with the tall picture cards. And like I said, so far I like it very much. It's different and interesting, and I can't say that I have a favorite. So the next season I pick up from replay, it remains to be seen what option I will choose. But just wanted to share that. It is neat that Pete makes that available. I think that's a really cool option, and shows good customer service that you make those available for the people who want them. And so there you go. So as usual, any comments would be appreciated. If you guys have any preferences as to which you prefer, I would be interested as always, and I appreciate the support and comments, likes, subscriptions, all that stuff. And I will see you next time.